This is Nigeria Now on Equa Television, and remember we are live. Thank you for joining us, and I'm not doing this alone. I am together with my co-host Lois Turaki.
Good morning.
I am Sambo Solomon, and together we'll be looking at the burning issue, which is choosing a running mate for the presidential candidates that already we have on ground based on the INEC deadline for submissions of names, and that's whoever is flagging the party flag and his running mate. And I think that is what is burning now in the country. And yesterday we touched part of it, and then now the quest for looking for who will number one support whoever is the main candidate to win. I think that's the calculation now.
Yes.
They are not even talking about whether the person
Is competent.
is the idea they are now talking about is about vote. Who will give me vote? That at the end of the day.
And now we're not even talking, they are not even talking delegates anymore, because delegates are, I think right now they are not really a key players. They are not key players in this particular choosing of the running mate. It's all about who will give me the votes and in the party, and who is going to support. Because talking about the 2015 election, when Yemi Oshibanjo came as the vice president for running mate rather for Buhari, he was just a nobody, like not really a nobody, but he wasn't. So? No, he wasn't really a political, just like for instance the people now that are on ground talking about Wike, talking about Ganduje for the APC, talking about Bello Masari and all those people. These are sitting governors, but unlike Yemi Oshibanjo, he was an attorney and a pastor in Lagos State. I don't think he was that widely known based on my research, of course. Okay. But then he was picked, and then it was about the support, just like he talked about. And when he was picked, and then they supported him, and he became the vice president right now. So like now we are looking at support, like the highest votes that will take. For instance, now for PDP, Wiki has 13 votes out of I think 17 of those, the committee members that are voting for him, that he should be the one that should take the vice president ticket for Atiku's running mate. So that is the major thing happening. And then the next person contending with him is Okowa. And then we've seen that today they are going to have the screening for both of them, and then we'll see how the outcome might be, maybe later or maybe tomorrow, since the deadline is tomorrow for them to submit the list and all of that.
Yeah, we will keep our eyes closed to see the outcome, just like the way we are following, and then trust us, we will give you the update here and then how it all went. Because if you look at the whole thing now, you know, yesterday we talked about how the religion aspect of it, how people are saying it shouldn't be a Christian ticket or Muslim ticket, that have heated the polity kind of. But the gladiators are out there. Everybody is looking at interest first. Okay, if I'm sending this or I'm endorsing this for vice president, what's my take? You know, is it something that will benefit me? Because all of these are part of the calculation. Yes. Okay, who are the people? For instance, like for Tinubu, some people are saying Lalong. He's one of the names that when you hear anything running mate from the north, you hear his name coming. Well, number one, he's a governor, sitting governor. He's the only Christian in the northern APC governors. And then he was one member of House of Assembly. He was a speaker, not just a speaker, but one time a speaker of this conference of speakers in Nigeria. And so look,
he is the Northern Governors.
Northern Governors Forum. And when you look at that, you begin to see his antecedent. You know, all of these offices, did he do well? Does it have structure? because all you hear that people will be saying, does this person have structure? Does a person have a capacity to help me win? That's what they are looking at. But you can still see, even with the APC, the issue of Muslim tickets still, you know, on the front line, because now you hear Masari, you know, his name coming up, and then you hear Ganduje, his name coming up from the Northwest, because they believe Northwest have what it takes to give them vote that probably would help Tinubu to win. Because if you look at the calculation, they are looking at, okay, Atiku Abubakar, where is he coming from? Atiku Abubakar in the entire North, you can say is a force to reckon with. And then he is coming from a particular region. Remember yesterday we talked about region that is part of the factor too.
Yes.
You know, he's coming from the Northeast, which you expect him to get a quite number of votes there. So that's the reason why they are not even thinking of the Northeast, because Atiku is coming from there.
And then, you know, looking at the fact that he was a vice president before, he has that popularity, he has that that charisma, that I feel his people, he should be able to get that number of votes that is required from the Northeast. So looking at it, just like you've said, they will not really want to even think of getting somebody from that side, because you know it's almost impossible to get that vote, because Atiku is there, and then he has that popularity, of course. So it's something they're not really thinking of. So probably that's why they are still going back to the Northwest. And looking at the Northwest, that's where the present president is from. And then they still want to pick a vice president from that side, because they feel the votes, of course, like you have said, they have that number of people, the population that will get them that particular vote that they are looking for, so that Tinubu will be able to win the elections. But then I still look at those things as why not look at someone that has the capacity, like we've earlier said. It's not all about the votes and vote and vote and vote. What if the person does not have the structure? Like you have mentioned.
You see, Lois, you can't rule that out, because it is very key. It is important. You know, all these politicians, what they do, they can categorically tell you how many polling units you have in the entire Northwest. They will tell you how many polling units you have in the entire North Central. That's their calculation. And in those areas, they will tell you, when you get so and so local government, that is where the bulk of the vote will come out. So it's part of the calculation. Because yesterday I was discussing with someone, and he was trying to analyze, you know, a particular place that some people are thinking somebody should come from there as a vice president. And then the person is saying, if you check the total vote that is coming from that angle, you know, is not up to like let's say a vote from 2 words. I was like, are you serious? He said yes. So these are some of the things that these politicians use and say, okay, how many local government do we have in just Plateau State? And in Plateau State, Nigeria, they will say, okay, 17. In 17, they will tell you the vote of Just North is equal to 3 local government in the South. You get the calculation. So the concentration now will not be in those 3 local government. The calculation now will be on that just 1 local government, because they know getting that local government is equal to getting like three local governments straight. So these are part of the calculation. So they look at zone, where you come from, your structure. When you hear them saying structure, who is behind you? I've said this earlier. So these are some of the things that determine, you know, the political calculation before you start thinking of the capacity of the person.
I get that whole part, that whole point of view. But what I'm just trying to say is, as a country that is needing so much at this point in time. I don't think it's a political game or political what they want to do, what they see, the mathematics and all of that. But all I'm saying is that we need competence, like right now in the situation that we are in the country. All those are really, there's something you can't just push out, because people want to remain in power. They want to continue whatever it is they are doing there. They don't want to, at the end of the day, when the new another government comes, you are displaced, you don't have where to, let me say, feed, as the case may be. But then that is not even the major issue. That's what I'm trying to look at. Like, we should look at all those things. Yesterday we talked about the issue of the religion coming to play in all these issues of getting the running mates. And then we've talked about, some people were of the opinion Muslim ticket is not the problem, looking at who is who has the capacity, who is competent. That is what we should be looking at. But we said, no, that is not the issue. Yes, you look at all of that, but then you have to consider the fact that some people might feel marginalized. They might feel they are not being represented and all of that. So even at that, I'm just saying that we should be able to balance all these. When you even look at the votes, yes, but still there are competent people in those areas that will still have the highest votes, just for whoever they want them to win. That's just my take on this particular.
Okay, I agree. But looking at Masari and Ganduje, for instance, these are the two names already
from
that
the APC that are going.
The APC angle. What's your take?
You know, I've been to those two states. I've been to Katsina. That Masari is Katsina, right? He's the governor of Katsina State, yes. And Ganduje is of Kano. And I've been to these two states. Before Ganduje came to power, Kwankwaso was there, and he really did well. Like, I really can applaud what Kwankwaso has done. And I know there are many people out there too that can applaud what he has done. Ganduje, I've not really gone deep into his antecedents and then what he has done in Kano State, but I know it won't be far-fetched. Like, he can't do badly as per the work he has done in the state. But between these two people, personally, I think I'll go for Masari. Okay. Because in Katsina State, he has really tried. I've seen their roads; they're very good. I've seen some of the infrastructure in the state. I did my thesis there, and I traveled all the way down. I passed through Daura and all of those other state areas in Katsina State. He has tried, he has done, but the two people, me personally, I won't even go for Enisha. But then if I'm forced to choose from both of them, I think I'll go for Masari. Okay,
that's your own angle. But I'm looking at it, you know, even after the delegates, after when they were done with their selection, you understand, we are left with Tinubu and Atiku, and then the issue of competency, someone that is patriotic. That's what they are clamoring now. But that, you hear people saying this time around, we don't care whether the person is coming from what religion, but what we are looking at, somebody that is competent. And you just mentioned, you know, the antecedents of these two governors that we mentioned. But didn't you see, I'm beginning to see the issue of the House of Fulani still playing. Yes. Because even before now, immediately after Tinubu won, there's this clamor that a House of Fulani man should be part of his running mate. And then hear a name of Masari, and then hear somebody like Ganduje. I begin to feel like that time when they were saying those things, is it that they really meant what they were saying then, or they just said it and then people now are considering it those that matter?
The thing is, up north, when it comes to the issue of religion, it's about let's get somebody around that side and all of that. Or okay, I think I'm switching it. You know, in 2015 and during that period, I felt religion came to play powerfully when it came to getting the president. It didn't really play much about the vice president. Yes, religion played a really great major role during that period. But now that the APC have gotten someone from the south and is a Muslim, of course, he is a Muslim. The issue of competence is coming to play. And then the issue of religion is even higher. They want somebody that will, I don't know if it's to checkmate that. They, like you said, the House of Fulani issue is still coming to play. As far they want that someone from that region to still be part of the ruling party and be in the rulership and all of that. So I don't know. There are some things that are really unfolding as the day goes by.
Because you said something earlier when you talked about the issue of the former government. Religion played a major role, and then you talked about the issue of Buhari when picking his running mate. It's somebody that is not that popular, but they now went back and checked his antecedent. Who is that particular person? You find out that he worked in Lagos, one of the biggest city that we have, and then he did well as an Attorney General. During his time, there was a lot of reform in that sector, and then people didn't really pay mind.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you know, they won the election. The second tenure, they got it from a person that we can say was not that popular, but based on research, they were able to bring him up. Right?
And then they supported him. That was the major part, the support.
I'm trying to link it to what you said. So does it mean that there's nobody, you know, in the far north that is a Christian that is doing great, but his name is not out there, that you can pick him and still project him with the popularity of Tinubu and still win the election? That's
the question people are asking, you know. In every region and every ethnic group you go to, there are definitely competent people that all you need to do is to bring that person out and then give the person the maximum support. That's just the thing, because that was what played out and it yielded good results. So why not do that same thing? Because it's still the same APC, there are still the same people that were there that did that. So why not do the same thing? That's the question now.
Yeah, because the limelight is on Tinubu, which you feel him alone giving him the ticket will now give you the victory at the end come 2023. So I feel whoever, you know, you picked from the north and you say this person can help and let's join them together and then let's do the campaign. I feel it will go a long way. So the issue of no, this person doesn't have a structure. No, this person is coming from this zone. If we pick him, he's not going to give us that required vote that we may likely win the election. So I just feel as a party, if you do what is needful, whoever you are bringing to help your own popular candidate, because the popular candidate should be able to win from all angles. That's my take. That's my take. So I feel whoever is coming as a running mate, whether the president or governor, I think the major work lies with the party. What is the party structure? Can the party push that popular candidate? And whoever they choose to attach him with, whether he's popular or not. You know, but we can't rule out the issue of...
I don't know why the issue of running mates this time around came so strong. Maybe it was because of the issue of the Muslim ticket that made it so it came out so strong, and then it became a burning issue in the country. But then, you know, most times people don't really care. Before, I don't think people really cared. Like, for instance, myself, I didn't really care about the vice president slot. It wasn't really something that I paid so much mind to it. Looking at the fact that the constitution did not really give the vice president that much power, except for the one vested to him by the president. Like, for instance, if he's going out of the country, he tells, okay, take over and do this. But the constitution, based on section 141 of 1999 constitution, it doesn't give so much powers of duties to the vice president, but section 5 of the 1999 constitution gives the president all the powers that he has to rule the country. So I think that was why before, people didn't really pay mind to the issue of the VP until this particular electoral period. But it's very important that if we are looking at somebody that is going to take Nigeria to a next phase of whatever life or whatever the next phase, though, should be able to get someone too that will carry him along, will take the country more, because I think the time for all these things is over. We are in a situation, I will always say it, we are in a situation that we need redemption, seriously, and we need both the president and the vice president to be up and about to be able to achieve the things that we need in this country. Is very key.
It is very, very key. Yes, based on the situation that we find ourselves in this country, it is very, very important we find the president and then the vice president that are really up and about, because now Nigeria is a serious business. Before time is fast, before we go, I think I have this from the social media. Somebody, Emmanuel Solomon, says, I am watching live in Abuja. Thank you, Emmanuel, and we appreciate you. Thank you for giving us your time. And then those that are watching that even couldn't send their response, thank you so much for staying with us. This is Nigeria Now. By tomorrow, we'll come up with a different angle of what is burning in this country. Thank you for staying with us, and remain blessed.